Hi everyone, you're watching Jana FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. So first of all, let's have a look what happened this week. And as I said in my previous video, that I am on holiday now, so I do not trade anymore. So that's it. I closed all my positions. I had opened dollar card, which I closed now, and I done. So that's it. So I will be sharing with you my thoughts for what I would have, for example, if I would be trading, what I would think, and how would I place my trades if I would be trading. But I will be back for trading probably September, October time. So it depends how busy I will be, because right now it's impossible for me to be near the screen and watch the trades, because when I trade manually, as many of you know, I do prefer to watch the trades, because I believe it's the best way is just to control the situation. So okay, so let's have a look what happened with euro-dollar. Of course, I had a little bit of eye on the markets, but didn't see all the pictures. So now we're going to see what happened. And this is 1 hour chart. And remember also in the previous video I told you that a week before I was still trading, and the previous week I was also trading, but this week I finished. And I was telling you that other week we had main was concentration American news. This week I was saying that there will be some European news, and that's what you can see what happened with euro dollar, the reaction on European news. So just reminding you a little bit, because for those of you who are watching my videos, you all know about this, but for those who are watching the first time, it's always important to watch the news, right? And any commentary, political news, financial news, economical news, everything into account you have to take. So this week, what we had, so for example, if I would be looking for trade a euro this week, then I would be looking for post the news event, right? And would be trying to probably catch that trade. But before that, I probably wouldn't go for any other trade. So this is what we had previous week. Euro dollar was at a very important level, which I was talking to you about, and it was trying to break it, but it couldn't do it previously. But this week it finally did it. So you see on Monday, it did a little bit broke it and continued on Tuesday. So for example, for me, usually with like euro dollar and other European currencies, like pound, I would usually watch the Monday, right, and wouldn't go for trades. But for example, for me here, I probably wouldn't go for trade to try to catch this movement, because it's not as nice channel for me. As you know, I do really like quite nice and straight channels. So for example, here, it wouldn't be very nice. So possibly, if only I could maybe try to risk and just to place the orders from the important level, then possibly yes. So that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit depends on what you prefer to do and what type of risks some of you might take, but you can see how the players treat the levels, and this is just a little bit of one of the ideas I'm giving you guys. So for some of you who might would have and take some risks, it's all up to you. So that's what I'm saying. It's all up to you. You could use the levels we have and place the orders using those levels. But this is not exactly how I do it. I usually would wait exactly for any consolidations around those levels. But as I'm saying, it's all up to you. But you can see again, once again, how it's treated it. So it was important level. It's broken now, and you see we had a very good move. Then it had a bit retracement correction, and then before the news, you see that what happened. Like really, very good move. So it could be possible to go for trade. To be honest. If I would be watching, because as I'm saying right now, that's very hard for me to say if I would go for this trade because of the news event. I was telling you it was very important news event. It was some commentary about the economy, politics in Europe. So from one point you see it's not prepared as nice as I like to see it. Even if we go on a smaller charts, like my strategies, I would prefer a little bit flatter channels before. Well, right now, this you see it was a correction of that jump, and then we had the news. So that's why at this moment I don't know would I go for this trade or I wouldn't, but with one of the strategies I use, it could be possible. So it depends if as I'm saying, it's really hard to say right now because I'm not really into trading. So, but it was a possibility. So, okay, let's see now what's happening and what I would be looking if I would be trying to go for trade. So, remember I warned you also about this wings. You can see we have one. It's actually now above it and we still have another one. So my point would be to see would it be that movement, will it be continuing right up to that? So will it be stopped by this or not? So I can draw a little bit of level here just to see how the market would treat that. Would it be stopped by this, or maybe some consolidation, maybe some rest around here before the market would possibly continue the way up, or maybe it will turn around. So, and of course, this is that how I would look technically at this point, and of course with the news to see what other news going to be. So next week, for example, there will be some news again, but one of the important news will be FOMC, so for American dollar news event. So that's why for me I would look. That's one of the new levels, I would say, to see will it get to that level, will it create some consolidation around this level, or possibly maybe it will do something around here. And again, I would be placing the trades pending orders both directions. So because we still have this little uptrend channel, so we do have the height from here and the possibility, for example, if it will go any directions, right? So for example, if it will ignore that level, maybe it will get to it. So roughly we can see it could be something in the middle. We see now 200 pips up and about roughly 160, 200 pips too, if it will go to the bottom level, or as it did before, come out from that little channel. So you see it could be in the middle. So that's why at this point also a possibility with all this commentary, then a possibility it will continue the way up, but it's been going for a while up, so it could also be possibly turning around. So that's why, as I'm saying, with my ways of trading, it doesn't matter which way it goes as long as it goes. But what I would be waiting for is again consolidation now, a nice slowing down, possibly around this level. So it would be a bit better for me, nicer if it would just reach that level and would consolidate around here. So maybe it will be a little bit wider, which is also okay on a bigger chart, right? So on a bigger, not on a 15 minute, but maybe on a 30 minutes or 1 hour chart possibility. Maybe it will be preparing for FOMC. So that's all my thoughts would be for euro dollar. So that's what I would be looking for. It's always mostly the same, waiting for any types of consolidations. Okay, dollar, pound dollar. Also, let's go on a bit smaller chart so you can see a week. Review the week, and here was that previous week, and what you see where it stopped, where I told you, for example, for me, I wanted it to get a bit to the levels and then create some consolidation. Didn't do anything like that, so it stayed here and went down a little bit, went up. So for me, I wouldn't go for any trades here, and it could possibly I would look at something like that, but because it was too close to that level, I wouldn't go for this trade too. So, for pound, for example, wouldn't be any trades for me, this week. But what's about the new coming week? What I would look for at that, look, this is starting to a bit of a consolidation around this level. I did had a trade previously, a week before, remember I told you, and again, it's come back here a little bit wider, but around this level. So I would wait a little bit for something a little bit more. Let's say we've opened the market, maybe Monday, a little bit of more consolidation. So then if it's possible would be to draw maybe a little like channel. You understand what I'm saying, like that. And the bottom also would be, so let's say from here, maybe a little bit higher. It's a 4-hour chart, so of course I would go on to smaller charts, would be better. Like this, I just wanted to show you a little bit better view. So we're taking the bottoms, of course, you see here, and those little tops. So opening of the market Monday, maybe possibly a little bit of creation of whatever here, and I would be placing would place orders both directions again, because we have still important. So if it will go a little bit like that, right, so we would have a little bit of 130, 150, so roughly 100 pips we can take possibility to go for. And if from the bottoms, for example, let's take just around here somewhere, also you see it's about 150, 200, so a possibility another 100 pips down. So both directions it can go, any directions, I mean, either go up, or it can go either go down. So this is what I would have concentrated. It's very nice position for me, in my opinion, right now around this level. So that's what would be found dollar quite easy to see. But again, don't forget, I think there will be some news for pound too, so it depends what is going to happen before the news. Maybe it will prepare for any pound reaction, and also FOMC afterwards, so a possibility how the market might prepare before FOMC, or maybe it will ignore it, but at this moment this is what I would be looking for, around this level. It's already started to create something. So again, with the opening of the market, hopefully it will not have any jumps, it will just continue a little bit around this level, and it will be possible to go for some trades. Okay, now looking at Australian dollar. Let's just be bigger view again. Weekly view would be better because it's jumped out quite far for Australian, right? It's moved crossed the level where we would expect possibly maybe it would have turned. We had a triangle, so it breaking a triangle, and possibility could have been into the channel, and it's going up, and we have still another top. See, so I want to draw another level, so it would be a little bit of, let's say, our next target, where it could go. So of course, could be right to this top, or could be a little bit low, because we have here two bodies of the candles, and also a little wing of the other candle, and one little one, so maybe also plus minus a little bit lower, using some other two wings. So it could be around this area where I would probably think possibly it can continue to get go there before possibility could turn around for some correction, because also it had been going for a while in the uptrend, and there was no any corrections here. And so that's what it's, let's say, in a little bit further view. Let's see a little bit closer on a smaller chart what to think and expect. So as for me, for example, would I go for any trades with Australian dollar? Possibly also not. That's what my point. It's not. It didn't create a very nice, let's say, again, channel for me to go into the trade. So it just it jumped. Well, it stopped here. The open market went down a bit, went up, down again, and then it's a big jump. I think it was news event again, and of course, because it happened at night, I wouldn't be able to catch that move. So for me, Australian dollar would have been out of the picture again. So it's nothing around here for me, for example, in my opinion. I wouldn't go for anything here because it's nothing. So at this moment, well, it started to create, you see, a little bit of little channel here. So maybe again with the open market Monday, it will be very slow and maybe create something. But to be honest, I would probably just, as for me again, is my view, I would have just probably waited to go. Well, it's because you see how messy it's a little bit here. It was like starting to create like little nice channel, and it went up a bit and down, up and down again. So if to see what this, if it will create a little channel where it could lead, it could be stopped by this little bottom, then it could be stopped by those stops, because we have this little bit not very nice movements. You see, that's what I would like, movements like this. That's why, for example, for me, I would just leave Australian dollar out of the picture. There will be some news for Australia. I'm not sure if this week. I think next week there is something, but maybe with this week too. But as I'm saying, if you will be trading those pairs, always check for news. I mean, yes, at this moment it's going up, but it had very sharp up. You see, little correction up. Well, kind of, okay, it could be like a little correction. It could possibly create, like, there is another pattern which called diamond pattern. So I can have a look at it. For example, it's a possibility of the diamond pattern, which also I didn't ever mention. Well, I mentioned in previous videos, but never told about how to trade it. So it's possibly could be the diamond pattern would usually look like that. So maybe it is trying to get into that pattern. So it's not very nicely done. So that's what I'm saying. It could be a little bit messy around here, and then with the diamond pattern again, it could either go down or could either continue way up. With about the saying could be that length for going up, right? For example, if it will sit a little bit here, so that it's not really straight. It should be also symmetric. You saw that parallel and parallel, so symmetric. So if it might sit around here a little bit and then we'll be trying to break in the same length, so it probably will reach that level. So if it will, let's say, will sit in here and break that, will go down, also we have this level. So you see, it's kind of sits in the middle between those two levels, and you probably can see also probably about the same distances between them. So yes, it quite possibly you have about 100 pips up and 100 pips down, so it's 140, 140, so roughly 100 pips a profit could possibly get, maybe. So it could be possibly to be the diamond pattern here. So I'm just giving you ideas. I'm going to remove this. Well, except I could probably leave it for some of you if you will be trying to see and go for anything, but I mean, it does look like a beginning of the pattern, but right now it's not clear, right? Okay, so just wanted to point it out. It's not clear if it is that pattern. So, but okay, let's just leave it like this. Maybe it would be a bit helpful for some of you to look at it a little bit when it's a full out chart. On the smaller charts, a bit better view. So we'll see. So you see, for the pattern, you need to go to those levels, right? So a little bit those levels and then breaking. So also bear in mind, these ones, they also could be stopping points, right? So it might not go the all way down or all way up. If it will break, it could also be stopped. So bear in mind, so it could be just 70 pips, which is still also enough to get some profit. But well, probably about the same also. So okay, I'll just leave it as this. So well, for some of you, it could be useful maybe to have a look at it. Okay, so that's Australian dollar view. Dollar yen, well, obviously, perfect head and shoulders walk out. It does look like it's walking on that pattern, yeah, and it's going down. It's trying to break it. You see, it was stopped by the level once and stopped again, and then finally it broke that level and get inside the channel previously we had. So possibly this week it will either continue to that level, could be stopped and turn around, or possibly will go all the way to next level. So here is what I was telling you. For example, if I would be trying to go and into the trade for a dollar yen, so that's what, as I mentioned, it was a 4-hour chart, big one, which showed us that that pattern head and shoulders, and gave us an idea that it's going down. And here's a quite nice little pattern. It's not a straight, but this is a flag pattern. So you see, we have down, and then that's what could have been used for going for trade. So that's the bottom line, and that would have been the top line to draw it. So you see, that's our flag. And for example, if I would try to go for trades, I would have placed trades buy and sell orders both directions. So that's how you could have get into the trade with dollar yen. So, and it's again, it's on a bigger charts, and for me, for example, it could have been a little bit messy. Then I might not even get all the way, so I probably would have come out either around this level, maybe a little bit high, because usually, you see, I like to place the trading stops. But for some of you who does trade the bigger charts and goes for longer trades, that was a perfect time to get in, perfect pattern. Okay, I'm going to just remove this, and again, so now that's what I said, waiting for possibly get to this level maybe, if you are, for example, not in a trade or anything. So I would wait for another, again, consolidation, and maybe again for go for next sell, or of course the possibility of buy too, because it could possibly turn around. So it had halfway, because with patterns usually we would expect to go like it went up the same way, right? You would think it might go the same length, but it's not always like that. So it could be halfway. Also, not forgetting about FIBA levels. You can use FIBA levels and can see it's already stopped at 61, right? So of course, and possibly it could have some consolidation around 61 level, and then it could try to maybe turn around, right? Or possibly continue where we have 78 level, which is roughly around this area, right around this level. So that's what I'm saying to you. It had a really nice run, but now using all other levels, like, well, FIBA one I'm using, let's say the only indicator that if you call it indicator, I don't usually call it indicator, but let's say you see it's 61, so it's possible of turning around or going back, continuing down. So I'm going to remove it. I mean, you can see it, you understand what I'm talking about, and in main picture, will it? So yeah, it has a possibility. Of course, don't forget we have these bottoms too, and you can draw something like that. Then, if, for example, I didn't take that. If it's getting closer to it, so I can make another level here. So a little bit low, a little bit high. Always remember about the wings. So right now I'm going to use mostly the bodies, where the more touches, the more stronger the level, right? So you wouldn't rely just on one wing or something. It would be the more touches, the better. So, for example, if it will continue, you will be in a trade, and then suddenly it could stop around this, then you think, why did it do so? So that's why, because that possibly could treat those two bottoms, right? So this is for you to see a possibility is what the market can do. Okay, so you wouldn't be surprised. So, because depends, some people do like to get to the target, some prefer to place the trailing stops, all depends on the techniques and strategies. So that's the view for dollar yen. Now going to dollar CAD. Well, dollar CAD beautifully just continued the way down. This is where I had an open trade, but I did get out again a little bit early from it. So I just thought I'll close the trade. In here it went up a little bit down and then started to go back. So I went up by a trailing stop again. So, and it was a little bit messy. That's what I'm saying. This month it's a bit messy. It does create really nice ISO patterns and moves well, but a bit too much for me. So that's why I come out from the trade and just stay away at this moment. Just having a rest, holiday. So I was like really tired for the last few months. So I really need to have a rest now. Okay, so with dollar CAD, we have still remember, right? I was telling you the possibility of continue the way because it's been breaking that level a few times. So here it's kind of stopped at this moment, and possibly here it could be slowed down right around this area. So and possibly again from here it can either turn around or continue the way down, right? So as I'm saying, the best way would be doesn't matter where, as long as it goes. I'm going to remove this because you see now we don't need it and it's a little bit clear picture now. I could possibly leave that level here and just draw another one, well, to see. We have a little bit bottom here, we have a little bit more something wings around here, you can see. So it possibly could be stopped maybe here, maybe it's already had enough, maybe it will go a little bit further, right, to here. So that would be my expectation, that's what I would look for. I would just leave it here for now, just bear in mind it could be a little bit lower. So I'll leave it here. So, and as again we see, of course, yes, it had nice way down, so it could be down, up, and then down finally to reach that level. Yeah, it's in a very big down, well, in a very big uptrend channel, which, well, it's not talking about the same week, right? Getting there, like just going sometime in the long term we're looking for. Yes, it could possibly be that, but we're looking at just a small movements that, let's say, just what's in a week. That's what I'm saying. It could possibly either break that to continue, right? Or it could possibly had enough because look, again, it went down for quite a while, no correction. So, what is it like? You see how many pips already? 1,200 pips it moved without good correction. So, that's why, again, the dollar CAD could turn any time, could turn around. So, will it have enough? Who knows, right? So it's not depends on us, unfortunately. It will depend on, again, some news. And maybe FOMC would help, and of course don't forget about some other Canadian news, right? Oil prices also affecting dollar CAD. So, well, that's it really. I mean, for dollar CAD, we can try to put it into a little downtrend channel. Of course, it's quite possible to do something like that, right? You see, it's looking quite smooth, and just depends how far is it from, for example, from that level to that level. Is it? See, it's about 50. Well, okay, that's it. Could be a little bit of well, might try to break it and stop by that. So it's about 50. If it will be going a little bit, maybe it will be 100 to use the other wing. So, well, possibly can leave it like this. It's very small, very narrow channel, and for just a little part of it. And I don't know if it's even any point to have it. That's what I'm just trying to see, because we also have a little bit wider in here. So, for example, that could be useful if it will be trying to turn around. So it could be possible turn around and be installed by that a bit wider downtrend channel, right? So I probably would do it like this. So just in case to see if it will be turning around. So it still possibly could be, we'll do like that. So if it possibly could be trying to break and be stopped by that level. So it could be just a small correction again. But I mean, it's been going for a while without a good correction, so of course it could be expected a possibility of maybe to get a little bit low, as I'm saying, to that channel, maybe a little bit low, and finally to start to turn around. So, but at this moment there is nothing like showing that it could happen, because there is no consolidation, nothing. It's just in a downtrend right now. It's just in a downtrend, in clear downtrend, but there is no consolidation, nothing. So that's all with dollar CAD. Now let's go to euro pound. And well, of course, the euro pound is euro went up and the pound was going down. Euro also jumped against pound. You see here, which is also, as I'm saying, a bit messy for me. That's why, for example, I wouldn't go for trades with euro pound if I would be trading. For example, here it was a nice little channel, but for me it was a bit too small. Not like, for example, when it was here with nice channel. This one is a little bit short, so I wouldn't go for that. Wouldn't catch this. Possibly wouldn't catch that. Maybe would look at this if I would be analyzing the market at the time and try to catch this moment. Then possibly, but at this moment I'm not sure if I would have done something like that. So what's for the next coming week again? Well, you see it slowed down here, then possibly again waiting for any consolidation, and again, as wherever euro can go up or down. The same with pound. It's probably will be something like messy like that. I mean, if we would look, let's say just technically, we had the uptrend. You see, we had a bit of slowing down. So this would look also something like a flag. So then yes, technically it does look like it might continue the way up, about the same size of this length, right, or half. So probably would be able to catch, to get to that level. So yes, it kind of does look like that type of pattern. So it's possible, but as I'm saying, it will all depends what euro and pound will be doing. So how they would react on the news. So could possibly yes, go out there. And also if we would have a much bigger view, which is a monthly view. At the same time, what does it look to me is like a double top, right? So if it does look like on the monthly double top, then possibly sometime soon it might start to, turn around, right? Double top could possibly be turning around. Right? So that's technically what I see. It's a monthly chart, so of course you wouldn't expect it in 1 week. So, but when it's going to start, that's the question. So you see, could possibly continue on the smaller chart. We saw it possibly will continue up there, finishing that, let's say, uptrend trend, and then the possibility of turning around, because in the bigger, it looks like a double top. So that's my view for euro pound. Okay, the main question is what to do, is what I'm saying to you. I would wait for consolidation. It does look quite wide, not very nice. Then possibly maybe to use it for, if it will do something, give you a little bit more tops and bottoms, then I would look for, again, placing the orders both directions. Of course, at that moment, it shows a bit more towards the continue the way up. But as I'm saying, at the same time, of course, it's been going up, so it could also turn around. So anything can be, but the opportunities would be there. Okay, going to gold. And okay, this is the main picture. Remember, as expected, when gold broke that area and didn't continue the way down, it's turned around. So it does look like it was a false break, right? And now it looks like it's all on the way up. And to be honest, I wanted to show you on the bigger chart just to see, for example, in the long term, what to expect from this. I was just had a look. Let's go on the weekly chart too. The question is, why did it stop here? And my point was, when I looked at it, it's a little bit, if I would move to the bottoms, you see, here's our move right now, and previously, it also was stopped around here and around here, before it had those all the way up movements to that level, right? Once, it did it twice, and it stopped again at about the same area, right? So it kind of gives a little bit of idea that possibly it can go all the way. But bear in mind, it's a weekly chart, so not talking about happening one day, 1 week or something, right? So looking in the future. So that it could be a thought. I don't know, of course, if it will happen or not, but that's what was just my thought. Why did it stop here? So possibly because, you know, all our thoughts is how the big guys think, because they move in the market. So if they think the same way, possibly it could be a risky but a good opportunity maybe to try to catch the big move. But it's well, for me, for example, it would be a bit risky. But giving just some ideas, right? I'm sharing with you my ideas and my thoughts. It's up to you guys what you think, of course, and important what you are looking at and thinking to do, but sharing my thought. Okay, so and here, well, you see at this moment it's just in the way up, and we do have all these levels, and of course it could be stopped by some of those levels too. You see it's been stopped before, even from that top level, where I think it might possibly go again now. So we had it's been stopped by this level so many times. So now possibly it could possibly reach that level, right? And then turn around again, and break that, and maybe finally continue all the way to this bottom. But at the same time, depends, maybe it will just ignore it and continue all the way to right to that level. So at one point, possibly. So okay, these are a little bit thoughts of ahead, what I would be, so that, for example, I would be bear in mind. And that's all depends, I'm saying, how big accounts some people trade, how big lots, money management. And at that point, you see here, it does look like it's in the middle again, right? Stop between this level and this level. You see about 200. So what does it give the idea? That it can go any directions, right? When it stops somewhere in the middle, so it gives an idea that it can either continue way up. At this moment, yes, it's an uptrend, or it can turn around at any moment. That's how market works. So I would just wait for, again, nice consolidation. With gold, I like to see a longer, few days, possibly consolidations, and then I would go for trades. I would place the trades both directions. So, but because it's an uptrend, of course, it can continue just its way without any consolidations. It might continue. If, for example, it would continue, I wouldn't go into any trade. Depends how fast it will go. I would be looking at some consolidations around this area. We still have little level from here, so a little bit, maybe it will go a little bit further, right? So you see, it's kind of like crossing with another one. So possibly, if it will not do anything here and continue any consolidation here, if it will, for example, just drop without any consolidation here down, then I would be looking at some consolidation around this area. So that's all with gold. That's how I usually do. That's what I look at. And pound yen. Also, well, here we are. It is what I was telling you about, that little level I draw. You see how useful it was. That 1, 2, so it is the third top, right? So that was very useful. So it didn't reach the main top of the height, but it stopped here. So, and then had all the way down, and of course it created a double top. You see, on a bigger charts, it does look like a double top, right? So it's like two signals it gave. The one signal, it was using that little tops. It does look like it's in a triangle. And the second signal, it's created a double top. So there was a possibility to go in a trade and catch that nice movement. And also it didn't slow down at this level. Well, let's just see on the smaller chart. Yeah, it's broke it straight away. But when you see when it went down here, then you could possibly just look is in a downtrend, right? And that little channel, for example, we can create, because when it started to go down, so we have it here. Well, could a little bit lowering down and go for for when it's 1 hour, let's say on a smaller chart. I mean, I don't trade pound yen at all, but for some of you who does, then you could just go when it's created this little channel. So you could well, you could place the sell, like order like a bit risky because very small again, so a little bit risky. Well, for the bit bigger, maybe from that area to go, right? From here, then it went down, and it's created a little bit of, you see here, consolidation went down again, then it's had a little correction down. This is how the downtrends work. And you see, then had a bit of consolidation again and went down again. So now again, this is just what I'm pointing out, is that waiting for this again, create, maybe it will go like, well, can go a bit straight or a little bit of correction, could be stopped by this level again, maybe come out a little bit again, and then go for again to sell it again. But as I'm saying again, yes, it's double top, it does look like a triangle, and all shows us that it's possibility of maybe we'll go inside it, maybe it will go just straight, but this would be the target, right? Anyway, for me, for example, I would be looking at this level as a target level, because then it is like a triangle, right? We have already 3 tops, we have, well, kinda 1, 2 bottoms. So it's 3 bottoms actually. Here is the 3rd bottom. So yes, it is a possibility that it will go all the way. That level would be the target. So to get into the trade, so possibility to look when is the corrections and then trying to sell. And but as I'm saying again, it's pound yen. Any news for pound or yen, they can turn around it at any point. So just don't forget that. So that's what I'm saying. As for me, I usually would place both directions orders, right? So buy and sell. But technically, it is showing the way down. So it's in a downtrend. So that's how it looks technically. So that's all, guys. If that was useful for you, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and happy trading. I see you next week. Bye, everyone.